Angelina, it's something we hear a lot. This idea that life's tough, and everyone faces challenges. But what really separates those who overcome and achieve from those who just, well, don't?
Absolutely, John. I think it boils down to that fundamental truth. Winners train, losers complain. It's not about if you'll face obstacles, because let's be real, everyone does. It's about how you react to them. That's the core, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, it sounds a little blunt, maybe even harsh to some, but when you peel back the layers, it's incredibly accurate. We all get tired, we all hit walls, but some people use that wall as a springboard and others use it as an excuse to stop dead in their tracks.
And the seduction of complaining is so powerful. It offers this immediate, albeit fleeting, sense of relief, like you've done something constructive by just articulating how hard things are, or how unfair it is. But you haven't, have you?
Not at all. It's a complete illusion of effort. You vent, maybe you get some sympathy, and for a moment you feel like you've addressed the problem. But the problem itself, the situation, the goal you're trying to reach, none of that has moved an inch closer because you complained. In fact, it often just solidifies your victim mindset.
It's true. Complaining doesn't build strength, it doesn't create skill, it doesn't move you closer to success. All it really does is cement you in that very uncomfortable position you're supposedly complaining about. It's a feedback loop of negativity.
And on the flip side, you have the winners. And I don't just mean people who come in first place. I mean anyone who is actively working towards improving themselves and their situation. They train, they use difficulty as fuel. When conditions aren't perfect, which, let's be honest, they rarely are, they adjust and keep moving.
They understand that preparation beats excuses every single time, and discipline beats comfort. That's a huge one for me. We are so wired for comfort, aren't we? To choose the path of least resistance. But that path almost never leads to growth or achievement.
Absolutely. Think about it in any context. In the gym, it's easy to say, "Oh, I'm too tired today," or "the weights are too heavy." The person who trains says, "Okay, maybe I can't lift as much, but I can still get in a good session. I can still push myself." They find a way to make it work, to get that repetition in, even if it's scaled back.
And it's not just physical, is it? We often think of training as lifting weights or running miles, but a huge part of this mindset is mental training. It's choosing focus over distraction when you have a deadline. It's learning to sit with discomfort when quitting feels incredibly tempting, whether that's a new skill, a tough project, or even a difficult conversation.
That's a massive point, Angelina. Mental resilience is just as, if not more, important. Showing up consistently even when the results are slow, even when you don't feel like it, that's a form of training. Every time you choose to sit down and work on that difficult report instead of scrolling social media, you're training your focus and your discipline.
It adds another layer of resilience. Each time you push through, you're essentially reinforcing that mental muscle. You're teaching yourself, I can do hard things, I can stick with this, and that belief compounds over time, making it easier to tackle the next big challenge.
It's like a snowball effect, right? The more you choose discipline, the easier it becomes to choose it again. The more you train, the more capable you feel. While others are busy complaining about how hard life is, winners are busy improving themselves, brick by brick, session by session.
And there's such a profound understanding that pain is temporary, but progress lasts. I mean, who hasn't been in the middle of a really tough workout or a particularly grueling project and just wanted to throw in the towel? That discomfort is real, it's palpable, but the satisfaction of having pushed through, the knowledge that you've grown, that's what sticks.
Absolutely. Winners accept that discomfort because they understand its purpose. They know that without it, there's no growth. It's the friction that creates the polish. Complaints fade quickly, they're fleeting expressions of momentary pain. But discipline? Discipline compounds over time, building a foundation of capability and confidence.
I think a big part of this is also recognizing that you don't need perfect conditions to win. How often do we hear people say, "Oh, if only I had X, Y, or Z, then I could start," or "the timing just isn't right"? Those are often just sophisticated complaints disguised as reasons.
Exactly. You need commitment, not perfect conditions. The world is rarely going to roll out the red carpet for you. There will always be headwinds. There will always be reasons not to do something. The winner's mindset is to say, "Okay, these are the conditions I'm operating under. How can I still make progress?"
It shifts from a reactive stance to a proactive one. Instead of waiting for things to be ideal, you create your own ideals through consistent effort. You train your body, you train your mind, and crucially, you train your habits. Those small daily habits are the bedrock of long-term success.
Habits are everything, because when you complain, you're essentially building a habit of inaction, of finding fault, of externalizing your problems. But when you train, you're building habits of resilience, problem-solving, and internal locus of control. You're saying, I am responsible for my response and I can shape my future.
And that's empowering. It takes the power away from external circumstances and places it firmly within your own grasp. So if you're listening and you're feeling stuck, or you find yourself complaining more than you'd like, consider where you can start training. Where can you apply a little more discipline today?
It could be as simple as committing to 5 minutes of focused work on a challenging task, or choosing to go for that walk even when you don't feel like it, or dedicating time to learning a new skill every day. These small training sessions add up. They build your capacity.
It really is about those micro decisions. Every time you choose to train instead of complain, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. You're showing up for yourself, even when no one else is watching, and that's where true growth happens.
And remember, training doesn't mean it has to be easy or enjoyable all the time. In fact, it's often the opposite. It's about pushing through the parts that aren't fun, knowing that the reward on the other side is worth it. It's about understanding that discomfort is not a sign to stop, but often a sign that you're on the right track.
It's about delayed gratification, isn't it? Complaining is instant, fleeting gratification. Training is delayed but profound and lasting satisfaction, and that's a game changer for anything you want to achieve in life.
So if you want to be a winner in your own life, whatever that means to you, in your health, your career, your relationships, it all comes back to that simple yet profound principle: stop complaining, start training. Because while complaining keeps you stuck, training moves you forward. And in the end, winners are always the ones who kept training.
That's a perfect way to put it, John. It's a continuous journey, a series of choices, and every single one of them counts. Let's choose to train. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.